I started with Alpha Dog over a year ago. When I engaged with Alpha Dog, I already had 2 dogs. The second dog was a puppy. He was just over a year, so it was still a puppy. And I thought having 2 dogs was going to be pretty easy because one dog was going to teach the other dog how to do things. Plus, I would obviously be doing some training. But my second dog was a bit more harder to train alone, and he started to have a lot of hard behaviors, a lot of issues. He was barking non-stop, he was digging a lot, and he was starting to have a very hard separation anxiety. I started to get really worried about him because I didn't know how to overcome these challenges. So after I engaged with Alpha Dog, we had quite a few one-on-one sessions, and also so both dogs started the training, because that's super important, because if just one was getting better, then that would be a ballast. So we had a lot of one-on-one sessions, and then we had a few group sessions, and I could tell that like in a month, my dog started to get less stressed and less anxious. Then it just got better. So after the one-on-one sessions and group sessions, we also started with the dogs full. Slowly, I think there were a few milestones. Like 1 month, I could tell that they were improving quite a lot. And then in like 3 months, it was much better. Nowadays, it's been a year, and it's just completely changed. My dogs are not stressed, and I'm not stressed anymore. So one thing another issue we had was when we were walking them, because walking with 2 dogs can be quite challenging, especially being Samoyeds. They're pretty big, and one of them is quite strong. I felt like they were walking me, like I guess many people that have dogs feel like that. I was very concerned because my parents were going to come to visit me, and they're much older than me, and they could not be able to walk them, which is such a great bonding experience, right? So we started the training with walking on the leash from the beginning, and we changed a bit the leash that they were using, and there was a lot of training during the walks that we had to do with them, and slowly it got better, I feel like there was this click moment where I went for a walk and they were literally not pulling at all, and from that moment it just got better and better and better, and now they are so easy to walk. I'm not pushed at all. If I say stop, them stop. If I say cross, they will cross straight. And my parents were able to walk them, and even though they're quite deep, they're gentle. So one of the things that we were trying to be better at was with recall. Sky, who's my oldest kid, she is 3 years now. So she was 2 when we started, and Noah was 1. But she was better, but she was still very wild, let's say. So we slowly started to work on this, and we had to work inside our house, but in like other places as well, even in the dog park and in open parks, at the beach as well, because I really wanted to be able to walk them off leash, and I was always very, very, very stressed about that. And now it's just I can go to the beach with them. They have no leash on. They will play among themselves, and they'll come back to me really easy. It's just I can't stop smiling when this happens, because I just can't believe they got there. So Samoyeds are very known for Barky, who's the youngest, is a very barky one, and is the one that started to have a bit more separation anxiety. He was like barking for everything. It was quite hard because my neighbor was not really like that. And he would bark like at 3 a.m., 5 a.m. on every time. So slowly we realized, well, I didn't realize it. With the training, we realized that he was actually bored, and he was, he was a bit hyper, so he needed more attention and get his energy out. It was a process. It was a bit of I think it was the longest process that we had, because I think it was just part of his personality as well. But now I have no issues with the neighbor. He still barks every now and then when he's a bit more excited at the dog park, but not on like for moments that make no sense. I guess. It's always a work in progress. I guess every training is like when you have kids, even though we don't have, but you have to. There's one thing that I really like about the training with Alpha Dog is that it's very different. I used to take my dogs to daycare where they just go to play. And it's kind of like this craziness place, just play. And they would come back extremely tired and you'd be like, oh, that's great, they played so much. But it totally changed when I started with Alpha Dog because it's different type of activities, it's different stimulus that they have, different type of fitness. So they do like agility, they walk with them on treadmills with bikes, they play a lot as well, just like daycare. They go to parks, they do the train with recall and walking off leash and socialization. So it's not just one thing. So they're exposed to many activities, which a daycare does not provide. And I can't even provide all the type of activities that they do with the dogs. So I think that's very unique on Alpha Dog. Brady, oh my gosh, you're gonna have to talk to Alpha Dog because they saved my life and my dog's life. So literally, I'm like the crazy person talking to everyone like this because it is just really different. I was just super anxious and my dog was anxious and now they're great. I mean,